Hey everyone, I'm reporting from the Umatilla, well, the border of the Umatilla Chemical Depot, and then over here is like an Army National Guard training center, and this is pretty close to the Washington-Oregon border, about 30-40 miles south of where the Hanford Nuclear Reservation is, where I've been reporting from. This also is a spot where, for a long time, there was like from World War II, some weapons that were built up for that effort were like really dangerous, like mustard gas and blister agents and things that are, I think, officially banned now. And so when this global treaty was made, to be honest with you, my throat's getting scratchy out here. When there's a global treaty made to destroy these types of things, this was one of the locations where it happened at. So just kind of giving you guys an idea of my upbringing, ladies and gentlemen. I was close to the Hanford Nuclear Reservation project cleanup, and then this is the Chemical Weapons Depot, which is really close by too. So you can imagine what the crosswinds were like. So it's no wonder I've developed some sort of bizarre, like Peter Parker-like immunity to certain things. I don't know how else to explain it. I've been exposed to so many radiation and toxic chemicals, I can't even begin to tell, you know? Like, I've lost count how many different environments that I've been in, whether it was Hanford or around here or the Rocky plutonium plant or whatever. I just seem to be around a lot of these toxic facilities. Anyways, this one in particular, I believe it was Raytheon that was awarded some of the contract to come out here and clean this up and destroy it. And it was that same Raytheon connection. The reason why I knew about that was because my brother, who works at the Hanford, works at the Hanford area and has held a position at the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory. Well, that just so happens to be where one of his friends from Science Applications International Corporation is also now working. He's at PNNL. Here's the thing. That same guy that I tied to some of these other activities that I've been talking about happened to work on this exact project, the Umatilla Chemical Weapons Depot destruction. So now he's hopped from that project to going and working near the National Security Directorate, not officially in it, but at the same location, Pacific Northwest National Laboratory, Hanford Nuclear Reservation, where they're, again, managing the National Security Directorate, which has groups that are like, Homeland Security, the NSA, counterintelligence, etc. They're all in one group that are, I guess, managing surveillance relative to dangerous materials like nuclear and things like that. So that's why I wanted to kind of show you this, folks. If I can get a better angle on some of it. If you go like way off yonder, you can see like all the different mounds of where all the old stored weapons were taken away. And if you're ever curious, I'm not a big fan of his work now because I think it's a big part of the whole Lucha Libre deception. But if for the sake of archive footage you wanted to see some of this facility, you can look up Michael Moore's television series, The Awful Truth, and you'll find footage of this exact facility back in the 90s when they were actually in the middle of doing the cleanup and some of the workers were out here. And that's just, for historical context, folks. I don't recommend his work at this point. I don't feel like it's really giving you the true straightforward, but that's a whole nother topic. Sorry to shift gears here. But the point is that this is a very historically significant area, folks. And it wasn't just that there's that connection to the people that I know that were connected to this cleanup also. Because, again, folks, like I've said, my family's been connected to a lot of either toxic waste fund projects or nuclear cleanups, and so have their cronies and friends that they bring in. And the thing that was kind of relevant about this one here is I remember when I was living out here is that they had to create like this whole emergency warning system because of the leaks of the gas that would sometimes happen accidentally. And that's basically was the core of why he was out here doing that documentary on it. But the point is that they put up these like systems in all these different people's houses. And I actually used to date somebody that lived out in this area many, many years ago, like in the 90s. So I know this to be true, where they gave them these little boxes that anybody who lived near here had these little boxes that were supposed to go off and warn somebody if something happened. And this system cost, like, it was a multi-million-dollar, like they put in signs, road signs up along here and everything else like that. And as far as I know, it never actually functioned. It never actually did what it was supposed to do. And that was a big part of the whole controversy, was that these people weren't only just living next to this chemical weapons depot, but like if there was ever an accidental leak, God forbid, like they weren't really adequately prepared to, you know, leave the situation. And I've always kind of wondered if sometimes some of these people out here, they weren't just like used as sort of like guinea pigs or something like that, because it seems to be the trend with some of the groups that manage some of the projects at the defense contractor level. You know, I think we have a great military. I have a lot of faith in America as a country, but I do believe that there's been a lot of Nazification of our system that confuses people in our country, confuses people in our military, in our intelligence services and law enforcement. This confusion mechanism, this culture of confusion, of LARPing, of live action role plays, of fictionalizing events for certain groups to consume, and then telling people that it's a necessary evil. It's something that the Nazis have been tricking a lot of groups into doing, and so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this here, because, you know, there is a National Guard Armory training center here as well. And so I just kind of like, I do these things here for not just my own audience, but for the benefit of others to know that there's something very, very complicated going on in our country right now that's going to require some of us who have kind of caught on to what's going on, that we all partner together and start working on this in earnest, because it's quite serious. And I have a lot of information that can help unwind this system of deception and get us on a path to a greater truth in America. And I hope you'll join me on that.